Hey everybody, Jillian here. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to do session 3 of the hashtag goals kit from Illustrated Faith and DaySpring. And so I have the devotional card here, and it has us in Matthew 17:20. And just really quick, I'm going to show you some of the things I plan on using. I may bring more in as necessary. And if you want specific information on all of this stuff, head on over to my blog. I've got all the supplies linked there, and you can find out a little more. So I'm going to use the hashtag goals kit. That's where these clear stickers came from. And I loved this kit so much that I actually picked up another one because I thought that I could use it in different ways throughout the year. So really, really loving this kit. I've got some Neocolor water-soluble crayons here, the Neocolor 2s. I've got like the purples and oranges and pinks, and then there is an aqua color that kind of matches the kit. So I'll go ahead and list all of that in the video description below. Also, if you want to check that out again, like for specific colors, head on over to the blog. Some paintbrushes to go ahead and use those things. I've got the kit, the washi from the kit, the clear stamps from the kit, and just some other random bits and pieces that I have kind of corralled in this tray that I'm using. Just things I pulled from my stash to coordinate with the kit. So if you want to see exactly what comes in the devotional kit, I'll link the unboxing video that I did at the end of last week so you guys can see that. But yeah, I'm really excited to go ahead and get started. I had some really good study time this morning, reading about this, learning about this, and it's just really cool how when we humbly go to the Lord and ask questions and seek him and his answers, how he shows up. And that's so amazing to me. So for today's entry, I want to write down what I learned here in the margin and make it pretty. So I'll go ahead and speed you guys up and we'll get started.
Okay, so the first thing that I do is just take a quick peek at the devotional again, make sure I really have the big idea in mind while I'm creating the page, and then I'm just going to start to work on my title. So the verse that I'm journaling today, like I said, is Matthew 17:20, and it's Jesus talking to the disciples in response to them not being able to cast out the demon of a demon-possessed boy. And so they asked Jesus, why couldn't we drive it out? And he replied, because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. So as I read that, I kind of resonated with what the disciples asked him in Luke 17, or what they plead in Luke 17, where they said, increase our faith. And that was immediately the first thing I thought of too, Lord, increase my faith. But as I studied that passage, and you could kind of see in the beginning here, I was flipping back to Luke 17, thinking maybe I need to journal this there, but decided instead to land in Matthew 17. As I continued to study and just kind of ask that question, I realized that the answer isn't the quantity of my faith, but the power of God. It's who my faith is in that is powerful. He's the one moving mountains and mulberry trees as the conversation goes in Luke 17. So I'm just remembering that as I'm journaling on this page here in Matthew 17. So the first thing you saw me do was get down some white acrylic paint. That is really the only way that I prep this page. I find that a base of white acrylic paint really helps make the colors pop and seem a little more pigmented than if I just were to put it on the page by itself. I'm using two different brushes here. The first is this, I don't even know what kind of brush it is. It came with the Illustrated Faith watercolor set, and I really like it, but typically I use a stiffer brush, and I kind of alternated between the two here and really liked the messy look of the one that came with this black one that came with the watercolor set. So I'm just going with it. It's super messy. The page is really soaked. I don't know that this was necessarily what I was going for, but I do like how it turned out in the end. I like how you can still see the white acrylic paint underneath. I like how the colors blend together. And I am hitting it intermittently with my heat tool to help it dry, using a baby wipe to sop up some of the excess water and pigment and stuff like that. So I'm just very gingerly handling it because with the page so saturated like this, it's really easy for it to tear. I also did some like pink splatters on the page just to, make it a little more messy, a little more fun. Here's the back side of the page. A little bit of bleed through. I'm not going to sweat it. I could always just incorporate it into an entry on the back if I decided to journal on that page as well. And then I'm going to look to some of the larger elements and see where they'll fit best on the page. So I kind of have a title in mind, and I'm going to pull out some alpha stickers here from my stash. These are from Studio Calico. And I think the title that I want is going to be Crazy Faith. And I'm marking my verse here just to get that, just to make sure that that's noted, and then I can build my title from there. I'm missing the letter R for the word crazy, so I am going to use these kind of like clear alpha tiles. All of these stickers are from Studio Calico. I don't know that they're available individually. I think I got them from kits and things like that. But if I do find them, I'll link them for you in the video description and over on my blog. And I'm just going to line up the letters on my on the top of my Bible mat here, the smaller of the two that I have, just to help me figure out the spacing before committing to getting them down. And I really wanted to use the purple word faith and decided to put that down first to make sure that it would fit in the right spot. I didn't want it to go over any paint and get lost on the page, so started my title there, and then I put down the letters for the word crazy kind of crazily, so they're not straight like I typically would do it. Then decided to stamp the word goals underneath that, and then I'm going to go back and add the hashtag here in before the word faith, just to kind of tie all of my pages together. I've been using the hashtag and the goals, I think, for every entry so far. This is the third one of 8. I really like the continuity like this when working through kits, and I know they all go together. Once I started with the neo colors, I realized I really liked the way the pinks and the purples were going together, and I didn't want to include the orange like I had originally pulled out, or this darker green color, so I thought it would be fun to bring those in instead through stickers. And I love how these clear stickers, especially this beautiful green color, just kind of melt onto the page. It's really nice. I'm putting those heart stickers next to the verse just to draw some more attention to it. I thought about maybe using that hashtag goals sticker at the bottom, but it was too bulky, and I kind of wanted to keep the attention up towards the top of the page with the title and the verse and things like that. So now I am ready to go ahead and get my journaling done. So I'm pulling out my Give Me Jesus journal here. This is where I do all of my quiet time. Reflecting is in this notebook, and I like to have that kind of by me while I'm transferring what I learned into the margin. Certainly not all of it. I write out way more in my journal than I ever would in my journaling Bible, but this is just kind of a place in my journaling Bible for me to record the big thing or the main idea that I learned in my study time. This was a pretty quick entry for me. I think it took about 30 minutes, probably because I didn't stress out too much with the paint. Don't get me wrong, it looks crazy, but I kind of like it that way, and I feel like it goes along with the title of the page. It's really messy, really fun. That's the point in doing this, is just having fun, connecting in a new, creative way with God's Word. So don't stress about perfection. That kind of gets boring and stresses me out, frankly, so don't do that. But I ended up just finishing off the page with my Date It roller date stamp from Illustrated Faith, and that's it. Here's a finished look at my entry along with a couple of close-ups. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. I love to hear from you. If you want any specific info about the supplies that I use, go check out my blog or the video description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Friday with a really exciting new series that I have coming to my channel. I'll see you then.